2 years ago, federal agents arrested a man in Nevada suspected of posting images depicting the sexual abuse of a 7-year-old girl. They were able to identify the man by using a single image and matching it with a photo found by Clearview AI, a facial recognition service that contains 3 billion images scraped from the internet.
He was in the background of someone else's photo at the gym in the mirror. They were able to identify where the gym was, identify the person.
The company says more than 3,000 U.S. law enforcement agencies employ its software, which uses an advanced algorithm to identify and match faces. Sergeant Jason Webb, who's with the Oxford, Alabama Police Department, says the technology is making a difference.
I know of a bunch of cases that were solved by this. A bunch of children that were protected because of this.
But he adds,
You can't just solely use a facial recognition hit to obtain a warrant on a suspect. What I would do is able to focus my investigation and then check and use our other tools that we have. And if that's him, we're going to be able to prove that.
The software has also helped law enforcement identify suspects that stormed the U.S. Capitol in January, the company says.
So they were able to quickly identify them and reduce a lot of false positives and also speed up the investigative process.
But social media firms and civil rights advocates argue that this kind of powerful software potentially infringes on people's privacy.
Even when facial recognition works perfectly, it creates significant concerns with the government being able to surveil us throughout every single aspect of our lives.
The ACLU and other civil rights groups are also concerned about the implications of this kind of technology in the hands of repressive governments.
Because the implications are terrifying, especially what is going on in China, where it is trying to track citizens across every single aspect of their lives.
At the very least, she says, there needs to be oversight and regulation. Until then, she advocates for a total ban on law enforcement's use of facial recognition technology. Clearview's Ton Tat says his software includes guidelines.
There's always a pop-up educating the customer saying you cannot use this as a sole source for an arrest.
And says they have limited their customer base to mostly government and law enforcement in the U.S. for now. As the debate over the use of facial recognition technology continues, some in law enforcement hope the technology is here to stay.
If you solve one of those things, identify a missing person, or you find an offender that's hurting a child, it's all worth it.
Julie Tabo, VOA News.